Matthew, the 13th chapter, verses 24 through 30. He put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field. But while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat, and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, then the weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where then did these weeds come from? He answered, An enemy has done this. The slave said to him, Then do you want us to go and gather them? But he replied, No, for in gathering the weeds you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time I will tell the reapers, Collect the weeds first, and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn. Matthew 13:36 through 43. Then he left the crowds and went into the house. And his disciples approached him, saying, Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field. He answered, The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. The weeds are the children of the evil one, and the enemy who sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned up with fire, so will it be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will collect out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all evildoers. And they will throw them into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Let anyone with ears listen. The parable of the weeds is the second parable that Jesus explains to the disciples. As we are in a non-agricultural society, the visual picture is absent from our worldview. The photos we often see are fields free of weeds. A great deal of money and research has gone into ensuring that this would be the case. This was not the case with the farmers in most of human history. The disciples, from simple observance, knew that weeds were a perennial problem that threatened the food supply of the entire village. The tactic of using weeds to hinder the growth of the food supply was a particularly diabolical one because it was long-term in nature, not immediate. It was pre-planned, not spontaneous, and if effective, designed for long-term suffering. In short, is the type of evil deed that people then readily understood, but which is largely unrecognized in our modern developed world. As weeds have disappeared, so has the reality of evil shrunk from our worldview. The response to seeing George Floyd murdered on camera was the shock of seeing callous evil, which society did not think existed. The brutality of the Russian invasion has shocked our society, but grappling with the nature of the horror still escapes most of us. We get more negative reaction to higher gas and grocery bills than to the carnage that is taking place in the Ukraine and the reality of the ravages of COVID-19. I seek the strength to overcome evil. I seek the strength to overcome the tendency to evil in my own heart. I recognize the tendency to do the unkind thing when the mood of retaliation or revenge rides high in my spirit. I recognize the tendency to make of other means to my own ends. I recognize the tendency to yield to fear and cowardice when fearlessness and courage seem to fit easily into the pattern of my security. I seek the strength to overcome the tendency to evil in my own heart. I seek the strength to overcome evil that is present all about me. I recognize the evil in much of the organized life about me. I recognize the evil in the will to power as found in groups, institutions, and individuals. I recognize the terrible havoc of hate and bitterness which makes for fear and panic in the common life. I seek the strength to overcome the evil that is present all about me. I seek the strength to overcome evil. I must not be overcome by evil. I seek the purification of my own heart, the purging of my motives. I seek the strength to withstand the logic of bitterness, the terrible divisiveness of hate, the demonic triumph of the conquest of others. What I seek for myself, I desire with all my heart for friend and foe alike. I seek the strength to overcome evil. Amen.